So today we're doing oil change, cabin air filter, windshield wiper blades, and I'm gonna top off the windshield wiper fluid in my fiance's 2011 Subaru Impreza. It is the 2.5i, so the non-turbo one, but she's been on me about doing maintenance to this thing. It needs to be inspected here soon. So I'm gonna give it a once over, see if there's anything I see that needs to be changed on it. But I'm gonna pull it up on the ramps, pop the hood, look everything over once, and then I'll go ahead and drain the oil. Pine needles under the hood. This thing needs to be washed. I'll be the first to admit, I really don't know a lot about these Subaru engines. People love them. I will say this car is very nice. It's a 2011. It's got 125,000 miles on it, something like that. The car runs so smooth. It handles well. Down the highway, it's smooth. Whether you're going 55 or 85, it feels exactly the same. We've had zero problems with the car since she's bought it, and I think she bought it maybe 4 years ago. I think she got it with 60,000 miles on it. So we put 60 on it, and it's been zero issues since. The only thing that I have had to replace on it before was I had to do the front left wheel bearing, and then I had to do a broken stud on, I think, the rear right corner. But other than that, the car's been completely great. But I'm gonna go ahead, get underneath this thing, drain the oil, pull the oil filter off. The oil filter in this thing is in the worst location ever, but it is what it is. Hop under here and see what all we got going on. Alright, so here's this windy maze of exhaust that I was talking to you about. There's the filter in this hole of hell. Weird design, but here's what it is. Drain plug. I noticed there is an oil leak back here, pretty bad. I'd say it's the rear main seal, but I don't actually have a freaking clue. It's back that way. It is on the rack and pinion setup. It's on all these hoses. So we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna drain the oil and then drop the oil filter, and we'll get new oil in. Now that we got the oil all drained, we're going to work on getting this filter out. One thing you always want to remember before you put on a new oil filter is to lubricate the new gasket or the new seal on the new oil filter, and also make sure that the old oil filter didn't leave behind the gasket on the block of the engine. Main reason is if you have two gaskets there, you're not going to get a proper seal. Eventually it will fail and it will leak oil, and lubricate the new one before you install it. You'll see here I got the new oil. I just opened it up. And then this is the new oil filter. You're just gonna stick your finger in there, get it good and wet, and then take the fresh oil, put onto the new oil filter. This is really hard to do with one hand. Now that you have that done, I'm gonna fill the oil filter up with oil, and then we'll install it in the car. Cool, now that the filter's on, drain plug is tightened, I'm gonna research the torque specs. I'll torque them down to the proper torque, and then we'll add fluid. Alright, so now we just gotta add the oil. I don't have a funnel, so I had to make one out of a water bottle. Just cut the bottom of a water bottle, and there you have a homemade funnel. So this car does have a 4.4 quart capacity. So I'm gonna add 4 quarts, start it up, let it idle, check the fluid level with the car level on the ground, and then add accordingly at that point. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but let me get you. We're almost to the full mark. So I'm gonna start it, get oil from the filter, or oil pumped into the air, oil filter, and then we'll check her again on the ground. Cool, so we let the car idle for a little bit, pulled it off the ramp, it's sitting on level ground. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. While it sits, I'm gonna go ahead, change out the air filter, windshield wipers, and then the cabin air filter, and then we'll come back, check the oil level, and get out of here. Didn't spill a drop. So living under a pine tree, that's what you get. That's all pine needles in there. This is probably the first car wash this car's had since I washed it last, which I don't even remember when I had. Actually, I had it detailed. I had the car fully detailed 6 months ago, roughly, maybe 7 months ago. But it's not been washed, hasn't seen any water besides rainwater since then. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I did the oil change, air filter, cabin air filter, windshield wipers. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the videos. Just the more comments and subscriptions I get helps push my videos out there, so I'd really appreciate that. But until then, I'll see y'all next time.